Today, we're going to compare 4 ultra-compact strollers from Cybex, a brand with possibly the most widespread availability around the globe, specifically in the context of travel, and also specifically in comparison to each other, as opposed to the wider market. So as a note before getting started, if you're interested in purchasing one of them, I do recommend checking out our standalone review for your prospective model, where you'll find a more in-depth exploration of positives and negatives, and links have been added in the description. And first up today then is the Koya, Cybex's only platinum line ultra compact, whose main positives are a full flat, newborn acceptable recline, a mesh window in the seat back that can be handy for warmer climates, the fact that it folds down to within the IATA's guidelines for cabin luggage, that it's relatively sturdy in terms of its overall build, and that has a shoulder strap. On the negative side, the Koya's upright position is a bit too sloped in my opinion. And, despite being sturdy, the chassis is still a bit loose in its connection points, which can be a little unpleasant depending on the terrain underfoot. It's also somewhat unstable feeling due to the narrowness of the rear frame. The fold has more steps and takes more effort than with a lot of other ultra compacts these days, and the shopping basket is a bit hard to access. That being said, if you're looking to spend a little extra on a travel model, where the Koya clocks in at around $500, of all the strollers we'll be covering today, it is both the sturdiest in terms of build quality and also the most premium feeling when it comes to the textiles and finer details. Next up is the Orfeo, a more streamlined model that's a bit cheaper than the Koya, which also has a full flat recline with its seat, as well as a more upright position. The Orfeo similarly folds down to cabin luggage size, definitely has an easier fold overall, and also has a shoulder strap. It's less loose in its connection points, at least as it comes right out of the box, but is weaker overall than the Koya, and has a higher chance of getting more rickety in the long run. Additional negatives with the model are that it shares the Koya's problem of a somewhat difficult to access shopping basket, the textiles and harness feel a lot cheaper, the canopy is not extendable and is a bit too short in my opinion, and the brake system is more awkward to use and also more likely to develop problems down the line due to its more complicated design. The Orfeo clocks in at a somewhat more reasonable $400 and is a bit more of a purely for travel purchase as I see it, though in this context, its quicker fold at least may make it a better choice depending on what you're looking for. Moving on, we get to the Labelle, a somewhat souped up version of the GB Pocket that Cybex's parent company sells through another brand. The Labelle's unique feature is that its folded dimensions are significantly below those of other ultra compacts, which helps with finicky airlines who have cabin luggage requirements below the IATA's guidelines, and also makes the model useful for some niche travel plans where luggage size is at the utmost premium. The main trade-offs for this smaller folded size are, firstly, that there are more hinged points than average on the chassis, creating a feeling of looseness and fragility, and making it definitely the weakest of the models in this video. Secondly, that extra features such as proper suspension have been left out of the design, making it really rough to push outside of the airport or very smooth, preferably indoor environments. And lastly, that the seat is pretty bare bones, with only the slightest recline and a canopy that's a bit too short as with the Orfeo. All that being said, the Labelle only costs around $260, which is not too bad for a model that's a bit more of a special purpose piece of gear, provided that you'll actually get use out of its extra compact folded size with your specific travel plans. And last up today then is the Cybex EasyS Twist Plus 2, the only model here with a reversible seat, but also the only one of these whose folded dimensions are too large to pass as cabin luggage. Positives with a twist, in addition to that reversible seat, include a nicely upright position, a full flat recline, wheels that are a lot larger than these other models, giving the twist an edge if you're traveling somewhere rougher, like an older European city with a lot of cobblestones, and a sufficiently lightweight and sufficiently small folded dimensions, especially if you remove the wheels, that even though it's unlikely to pass as cabin luggage, it's often still possible to gate check the model with a lot of airlines. The chief negative with the Twist is that it's highly complex mechanically, with a ton of hinges and locking points, and lots of tiny internal components, both in the seat frame and chassis, which can break or fall out of alignment, meaning that you'll want to treat the model a bit more carefully with folding and the like, even in the less wear-intensive context of travel. The Twist Plus 2 has a base price of around $450, though it's currently heavily discounted a lot of places, which may mean it's on the way out, and might be the right one of these to choose if a reversible seat is a must for you and you don't particularly mind gate checking. In any case, we hope you found this video interesting, and if you did, please subscribe, as a sort of support helps us to continue making videos in the future. If you'd like to know more about any of these models, as I already noted, we have standalone reviews for all of them, and links have been added in the description. In addition, if you're currently shopping for a stroller, we have a buyer's guide on our Patreon page which lists a wide range of models that we recommend, with a lot of technical and lifestyle related information. You can find it by following the link in the description as well. Thank you.